On Global TV News Prime, Tinubu in closed-door meeting with Lagos Assembly Speaker. In business, Nigeria, Jamaica to review bilateral air services agreement. On the foreign scene, US sets new requirement for Canadians. And in sports, Patrice Motsepe secures second term as CAF president. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Global News Prime. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu is in a closed-door meeting with the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, and other lawmakers from the state. The meeting may not be unconnected with the recent leadership crisis in the State House of Assembly. The Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, was impeached by some of his colleagues, but was later reinstated after the intervention of the political leaders, particularly the Governing Advisory Council. The Commonwealth Association of Nigeria has joined other member states to commemorate Commonwealth Day 2025, reaffirming its dedication to democracy, human rights, global peace, inclusivity, and sustainable development. Kikelama Okere reports.
Commonwealth Day is an annual celebration observed by millions across Commonwealth in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Americas, the Pacific, and Europe. The events and activities taking place throughout the month of March include civic and faith gatherings, school assemblies, debates, flag-raising ceremonies, and cultural celebration. Stakeholders at the event call on the federal government of Nigeria to eradicate lack of peace and unity so as to enhance inclusivity and national development.
The main thrust of this lecture is the peace and unity of our nation. That the important thing is that every country has its own story. The difference between one country and another, the success of one country and the failure of another, and the difference in the choices they make. Whether choice of leadership, Nigeria is progressing, but not as a rate that ought to progress. Because all the countries that were poor alongside Nigeria in the 60s, they have all overtaken Nigeria. And the basic thing that we are having is this issue of lack of unity and lack of peace within Nigeria. Like I said there,
I encourage every single Nigerian to have the courage to take bold steps to set aside those things that that divide us as a people, and bring those things that unite us as a people. Because when we are united, we will make stronger achievements together.
The core values of Commonwealth is peace, democracy, and good governance. And that's why all the speakers are talking about peace, how we can live together as one family under God. That is the core activities and core values of the
2025 Commonwealth Day, which is tagged Together We Strive, provide a critical opportunity to take stock of the national challenges, progress, and expectation in both personal and community relationship. Kikelama Okere, Global Television News.
The Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, has inaugurated a committee on alternative power supply to address electricity challenges in beneficiary institutions, ensuring improved learning and research environments. Jumai Manson reports.
The availability of stable power is critical to the functionality of tertiary institutions, without which effective learning, research, and innovation are significantly hampered. Chairman of the committee, retired Honorable Aminu Masari, highlighted the importance of the initiative, describing it as a strategic roadmap towards sustainable energy solutions.
The board is getting into the intervention line assist tertiary institutions in meeting the power demand.
Retired Honorable Aminu Masari, Chairman, Alternative Power Supply Committee. Electricity has become a major challenge for tertiary institutions. This intervention by TETFund is essential to ensuring that students and faculty members have access to reliable power for academic activities and research. Speaking on behalf of the committee, retired Honorable Sunday Adikboju assured stakeholders of the committee's commitment to executing its mandate effectively.
Getting power in our institutions because of the reason that has been stated by the chairman. On behalf of the members, as expected of us. Thank you.
As the committee begins work, expectations are high. That is, recommendations will lead to sustainable, cost-effective energy solutions for Nigeria's higher education sector. Jumai Manson reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Senate National Electoral Commission (INEC) to comply with a Supreme Court ruling that mandates the restoration of the Aniocha North State constituency in Delta State. The decision follows a motion put forth by Senator Ned Nwoko representing Delta North, emphasizing the necessity of adhering to the court's decision. Global Television brings you details. During Senate discussions, lawmakers voiced concerns that the constituency's suspension had deprived its residents of appropriate representation in the Delta State House of Assembly.
I rise to move the motion for the restoration of Aniocha North 2 State Constituency pursuant to Supreme Court judgment. The Senate notes that in 2014, the people of Idumujono, Idumuchuboko, Okunzo, Uboba, Idumuogo, Ubodu, Ubulubu, Anioma, I'm sure that sounds familiar, Ogodo towns in the Aniocha North local government area of Delta State initiated a legal action at the Federal High Court, Asaba, seeking the restoration of the Aniocha North 2 State Constituency.
The abolition or suspension of certain state constituencies across the country has actually deprived the people of proper representation and caused a level of imbalance in the political equation of some of these states. And because INEC is a creation of the law, it is expected that once the court has ruled in favor of the restoration of suppressed constituencies, it should be taken as automatic.
Second North, we have only one constituency in that local government, state constituency in that local government, which is bigger than most other local government that has 2 or 3 constituencies. So we are in court, and the population supports that. So what he's saying is correct in most places, especially in Delta State, sir.
Once the Supreme Court pronounces, you know better than I do, because as a lawyer, you know that. Once the Supreme Court make pronouncement, it's like making a law. So in this case, there's a pronouncement by the Supreme Court that this should be done. And once you have that done, you know that as a lawyer, that must be implemented.
In his remarks, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, stressed the importance of restoring the constituency before the next Delta State House of Assembly elections.
That the Independent National Electoral Commission complies with this resolution by ensuring that the restoration of Aniocha North 2 State Constituency of Delta State takes effect in the next House of Assembly election after the current life of the current Delta State House of Assembly in compliance with Section 115 of the Constitution. Those in support of Resolution 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Senate therefore called on INEC to implement the Supreme Court's verdict without further delay. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. A Saudi-designated Nigerian Hajj air carrier, Flynas, has signed a pilgrims airlift agreement with the Nigerian government for 2025 operations. This comes after Nigeria announces it would begin airlifting its pilgrims to Saudi Arabia on May 5th, 2025. The 2025 Hajj Pilgrims Airlift Agreement was signed by the Chief Commercial Officer of Flynas, Khalid Al-Hijairi, and the Chairman and CEO of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Professor Abdullahi Saleh Usman, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. The Federal High Court in Makurdi has restrained the Benue State Elections Petition Tribunal from conducting its sittings at the Nigerian Bar Association headquarters or any other venue in Abuja. This follows an order of the Federal High Court served on members of the panel, stopping them from conducting any sitting. Felicity Ndere completes the report.
Following the relocation of the Benue State Local Government Elections Petition Tribunal to the Nigerian Bar Association headquarters in Abuja over allegations of insecurity at the Makurdi High Court complex, the Federal High Court Makurdi has given a restraining order stating that the appeal tribunal is to be held in Makurdi and nowhere else. Cancel to the respondents as well as the petitioners acknowledged receipt of the court order prohibiting the local government tribunal from sitting anywhere in Abuja.
In that order, sitting of the Benue State Local Government Election Tribunal and the Appeal Tribunal is to be conducted or held in Makurdi, so that whenever the arrangement is made, they will serve us hearing notice to go and sit in Makurdi.
Because of the court order, the members of the tribunal, some of them are high court judges, they put heads together and they've addressed members, the council, the petitioners, and have resolved to revert to the Chief Judge of Benue State for the way forward. So if there is going to be security provided for us in Makurdi, nobody is prepared to take the trouble to come to Abuja.
Members of the panel, 3 panels, Zone A, B, and C, informed us that they are in receipt of a motion, a restraining order from the Federal High Court Makurdi, and that they being judges themselves, they would not like to disobey the court order. So that being the case, we didn't sit.
They expressed optimism that this obstruction would not affect the 180-day duration for the Local Government Elections Petition Tribunal to conclude its proceedings. Felicity Ndere reporting for Global TV News.
Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has reaffirmed his commitment to the development of the state, urging leaders of Owerri Zone to remain united and focused on the collective good of the state. This comes as a high-powered delegation led by Captain Emmanuel Iheanacho passed a vote of confidence on his administration. Correspondent Amarachi Ibe has more.
Seated at these Executive Council chambers are leaders and stakeholders from Owerri Zone, led by Captain Emmanuel Iheanacho of the Imo Harmony Project. Welcoming the delegation, Governor Hope Uzodinma appreciates their support and assured them of his administration's continued efforts to balance equity and competence in governance.
I must thank you for the wonderful accolades showered on me. I believe in the Charter of Equity, but like you said, the Charter of Equity is not to individuals. The Charter of Equity is to zones. Remember that the person I was supposed to succeed me must come from my party.
Leading the delegation, Captain Emmanuel Iheanacho commended the governor's developmental strides, particularly in road infrastructure, and pledged the continued support of Owerri Zone.
Although Owerri and Okigwe, we note that our brothers in Owerri Zone have had the opportunity of producing the governor for nearly 20 years or more. Our brothers from Okigwe have had the opportunity of producing the governor for about 4 years. And in the Owerri Zone, we have had the opportunity of contributing the governor for only 7 months. Charter of Equity, which really dictates that we will be able to produce the governor on 2027. We come down here today, in addition to all things I've said, to come and support that thing that we have said.
Some stakeholders also spoke on the importance of their visit to the governor.
We must thank Governor Hope Uzodimma for coming out with Charter of Equity. It simply means that power will rotate, because when it rotates, it will enhance peace, it will enhance unity, and above all, it will enhance progress.
The highlight of the meeting was a vote of confidence moved by Honorable Tochi Okere and seconded by Honorable Samuel Otibe, receiving unanimous approval.
Of this motion moved and seconded, say aye.
With this unanimous vote of confidence, Owerri Zone leaders have reinforced their commitment to the governor's vision for a more prosperous Imo State. From Government House Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of the News Prime on Global Television. When News Prime returns, Imo State takes a bold step in digital transformation. We'll bring you details of this and more after the break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
No time now.
Download
even this business package story days like this Imo State has taken major steps. Amarachi Ibe. 5 minutes don't go for that one. Then I might just take this.
Start
downloading. Minister of Aviation.
Global Television.
Then the rest, I go skip them. Many thanks for staying with us. In business, Imo State has taken a major step in its digital transformation journey with a strategic partnership between Imo Digital City and the U.S. Market Access Center, USMAC, a top Silicon Valley-based startup accelerator. The agreement aims to connect Imo's tech ecosystem with global opportunities, fostering innovation, investment, and job creation. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, reports.
A new era for Imo State digital economy, as Governor Hope Uzodimma and Chris Berry, Managing Director of USMAC, formalized a partnership set to position Imo Digital City on a global tech map. According to Governor Hope Uzodimma, the collaboration will provide training, knowledge transfer, and access to international investors, accelerating the state's digital growth.
With the signing of this agreement, we are moving Imo State very close to our digital industrialization program. What we're trying to do is to enable multinational companies with global name recognition to partner with Imo State in our determination to create jobs, reduce youth restlessness.
For USMAC, this partnership reflects its commitment to expanding technology innovation beyond Silicon Valley, empowering startups and entrepreneurs in Imo State.
The governor's various, upskill initiatives, and our goal is to create a next generation of world-class startup founders here in Imo, because we have unbelievably high expectations of them. Our belief is that these people can create companies with new, innovative solutions that can not just solve the problems that are present here, but that are present across all of Nigeria, West Africa, all of Africa, and honestly, the world.
With this milestone agreement, Imo State is not just embracing digital transformation, but taking bold steps towards an innovation-driven economy that will attract investment, create jobs, and drive technological advancement. From Government House Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says a committee will be set up to expedite the review of the existing bilateral air services agreement between Nigeria and Jamaica. Keyamo made this known at a meeting with the Jamaican ambassador to Nigeria, Lincoln Dona, and his consular, Andre Hebert, in Abuja. The aviation minister, in his response, welcomed the ambassador's proposals and expressed his eagerness to take the next steps. He further committed to visiting Jamaica if necessary, stating that he would be willing to travel to Jamaica to finalize and sign the BASA agreement in person. On the foreign scene, the United States will require Canadians visiting for more than 30 days to register with authorities. The Federal Register made this known on Wednesday, toughening rules as trade tensions soar between the North American neighbors. The new requirement, effective from April 11, would have enforcement of an existing law from which U.S. media says Canadian nationals had typically been exempted. It will likely impact the estimated 900,000 Canadians known as colloquially as snowbirds who spend winters, in warmer southern U.S. states as Florida, Texas, and Southern Carolina. Moving on, in sports now, South African businessman Patrice Motsepe has secured a second term as the president of the Confederation of African Football after being re-elected unopposed. Motsepe, 63, who first assumed office in 2021, had announced his intention to seek re-election in October 2024. His second four-year term was officially confirmed during CAF's extraordinary General Assembly meeting held in Cairo, with FIFA President Gianni Infantino in attendance. As we end the Global News Prime, let's take a look at some of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu, in a closed-door meeting with Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa and other lawmakers from the state. In business, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Festus Keyamo says a committee will be set up to expedite the review of the existing bilateral air services agreement between Nigeria and Jamaica. On the foreign scene, United States will require Canadians visiting for more than 30 days to register with authorities. And in sports, we told you South African businessman Patrice Motsepe has secured a second term as the president of the Confederation of African Football after being re-elected unopposed. And that's it on News Prime, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.